Hello and welcome to the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. MumbiSeraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you are moving into living life truly on your own terms, which means living a more self-sufficient life, living a more self-reliant life. Thanks to everyone that subscribed to both the Dr. Mumbi Show and Dr. Mumbi Live. Please go ahead and subscribe to both if you haven't already. Thanks to everyone that supports us through our PayPal and our Patreon accounts. Please consider giving us a donation because we really do rely on you to keep our research team and our, editing team going. And we absolutely love bringing you the news daily from all over Africa. Now, there's been a lot that's been happening. It's just like, regardless of this pandemic, life just, continues to roll out. And there's a big story coming out of Ethiopia. And this just, I really breathed a sigh of relief when I read this story, because Ethiopia is one of the few last frontiers in Africa, Ethiopia and Tanzania. And one of the main reasons for that is because, number one, their population still speak their mother tongue, still speak their, national tongue. So they're not speaking the former colonizers, although Ethiopia was never colonized, but, they don't speak, and like English is not predominant or any of these Western languages. So they're really able to insulate their people from the propaganda wars and the propaganda attacks that many nations like Kenya find themselves, at the mercy of. And so one of the things that I reported about this last year was Ethiopia was actually going to privatize their telecom service. It was something that Abiy Ahmed wanted to do, and many started saying he was a puppet, a Western puppet, etc., because the minute he came into office, all he wanted to do was privatize a lot of these, national assets that should never be privatized, even if it's just for like intelligence or security purposes. And it looks like, as Ethiopia's government has been spooked or was spooked by what happened last month when a famous musician from the Oromo community was taken out. It's not clear, and then there was huge mass protests. The government actually even came out and blamed Egypt for the chaos and the unrest, and said they had allegedly sent in Egypt had allegedly sent in mercenaries to create this instability situation. So now it comes as no surprise that Ethiopia's planned opening up of the country's telecommunication sector, which had international companies in a tizzy, just excited, has actually been postponed, until further notice. And they're even saying that this is one of the last untapped industries in Africa's fastest growing economy. Ethiopia they're filling the Renaissance Dam. They are set to be, one of the dominant economies in the very near future, not just in Africa, but in the world. And so a lot of companies were actually really hoping to, get their hands on the telecommunications infrastructure, of the country. There was several different companies. I'm trying to see here. There was a French company that was trying to bid. There was a company from Saudi Arabia, allegedly, that was also trying to bid to get some kind of, so France's Orange, Saudi Telcom were among those who were trying to bid, and they had actually sidelined, some of the other, smaller companies, even from the continent. I think our own Safaricom, but Safaricom is actually a subsidiary of Vodafone, so it's still a, it's a company of the divided kingdom. So it's ironic when they say Africa's fastest growing company, stories for other days. So, reports have emerged that the government's regulators have abruptly decided that they will no longer take competing bids for operating licenses from a dozen foreign mobile network operators. Yes! keep your telecom, because right now the only company that provides telecommunication services is state-run Ethio Telecom, and it actually has, it provides both phone and internet services for the 110 million strong, could be even 200 million. I mean, do we trust these numbers anyway? Ethiopian people. The Ethiopian government has long been extremely wary about privatizing the sector. But as I said, in 2018, one of the major policy shifts under Abiy Ahmed took office was the privatization of the telecom. And a lot of people are like, what? And many other industries. But I think after he was nearly taken, his government was nearly taken out, and the foreign infiltration of his government, the foreign infiltration of Ethiopia has kind of spooked the government, and they're thinking thrice, which is an excellent thing about this. Let's not forget that, the Ethiopian government did actually turn off the internet for, I think, almost 2 to 3 weeks, if not a month. During, the unrest that was happening among the Oromo community, etc., etc. And would they be able to do that if they allowed foreigners in? Or would foreigners use those platforms to target their population? Because still a lot of TV in Ethiopia is still in Amharic, so it's very hard for any country to really penetrate. And I'm really happy about this decision, really happy about this decision. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is just great. Although when journalists inquired about the planned handover of 40% of the sector to foreign companies, there was a very cagey response. In fact, at a press conference in Addis Ababa late last month, Ethio's Telecom's chief executive, Frehiwot Tamiru, announced the company had raked in over $1.3 billion in revenue over the course of the fiscal year. You think the government's going to want to give that up? I don't think so. And he added that 46 million, just under half the country's population, had now subscribed to Ethio Telecom services. So it looks like Ethiopia has made the right decision. Ethiopia has made the right decision. I really hope that they stick to it and they don't ever privatize their telecommunications. Because that would be just like, it's a foreign invasion. I think that bird just confirmed what I was saying. Until next time, tuko pamoja. Hello and welcome to Africa Watch on the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. MumbiSeraki. How are you guys doing? How's everything going? So many exciting things happening this week on the continent of Africa. We are just so overjoyed and happy and excited and all that stuff. We're happy. Thank you to every single person who has subscribed to the channel. Thanks to every single person that is supporting us. We appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to like and share the videos. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks to every single person who has donated through our PayPal account. I have been sending all of you individual messages. Feel free to respond. I appreciate you so much. Because of you, we have been able to upgrade our security and release a show more often. So great things are coming, especially we're excited about everything that's happening because so many things are happening on the continent that we might even have to start, increasing the frequency of the shows, but maybe those are 2019 manenos, as we say. Manenos basically means things in Kiswahili. Anyway, so exciting things happening in Ethiopia. Now, I don't know if you guys saw that this Ethiopian prime minister is awesome. Abiy Ahmed, he's doing amazing things. What? So, he has revoked some land, and I'll be getting into that shortly. But the other big news that he has done is he has actually, so he created his cabinet, his ministers, etc. 50% of them are women, and he did that because he believed that not only does he need to start changing the psyche and kind of idea of women in his nation, but he also stressed that he hired 50% of women to his cabinet because he believed the women were more honest, more hardworking, and less corrupt. Hey, those are the words from the Prime Minister, not from me, so don't be saying I'm biased, but I was just like, yes! So amazing, because he was just like, we need to start changing the psyche of, you know, of men in Africa, basically, and men in his nation, to start seeing that women are just as capable to lead. And you know what? This is really exciting, because when we hear about, you know, we're in the end time dispensation, you know, this show is prophetic, so I really do talk a lot about this. It has always been said that the Most High would raise an army of women, and you know, women would be at the forefront of this end time dispensation. So this is absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. But anyway, that is not what has brought us here today. He actually took some land back. So the Ethiopian Prime Minister has taken back 412.6 hectares of land which were held by investors. 95 individuals and businesses were affected, and it included for Ethiopian-born Saudi billionaire Mohammed Hussein Al Amoudi. He had 55 companies associated with his with Midrock, and Midrock is basically the Mohammed International Development Resource Organization. And the reason this land was reclaimed is because these guys had been given they'd been given special deals all the way back in like 2005. So they'd been given special contracts to develop shopping centers, to develop different kinds of industries, hotels, businesses, media centers in the heart of Addis Ababa. But what they did is they just fenced the different pieces of land and never did anything with it since 2005. And so, you know, Addis Ababa has 4 million residents, and these plots, which are in real prime locations, have not been used. And the agreement was that not only would they create these industries, but they'd create jobs for the at least some of the 4 million youth living in Addis Ababa. It never happened. And so the government took it back.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.